are you? So today I wanted to just pop in and give you a really quick tip about your hip alignment. Something that you can do every single time you are standing up to see whether your hips are in alignment or not. So let's head over. So after we've been pregnant and we've had our belly out here, quite often we are slinging our hips forward in this alignment here. Now this can be because we squeeze our glutes and squeeze our hips forward like this, or simply because we sling into those joints because we've had this belly out here, or after we've given birth, we hold our child out here because it's really convenient to hold our child out on our belly like this, okay? But what this does is it's pushing your femur into your hip socket forward. So that stops some rotation being able to happen. You might find that you click in your hips or grind your hips a lot when you do things like heel slides, because your hips are forward and that femur is forward in that socket. This also puts a whole lot of pressure on your lower abdomen. So if you have diastasis below the belly button, this is putting extra pressure out onto there, especially then if you then grip and round your shoulders like this, which is a really typical postpartum posture. And obviously maybe you don't need it this bad, but still even slightly forward is going to cause hip problems. It's going to cause diastasis problems. We can also have it so that one hip's forward and the other isn't. So from a front-on position, this might look more like this. So when you look from one side, you actually look like you're aligned, but on the other side, you look like this. So whenever you're checking your alignment, you need to check both sides. Okay, so I said I was going to give you a really quick tip that you can do again and again and again. Now, stand up with me and come forward like this. So allow your hips to sling forward or squeeze your glutes so that your hips come forward. Now try and wiggle your toes, okay? It'll be kind of difficult because a lot of the weight is over the balls of your feet because you've pushed yourself forward. So it's kind of hard to wiggle your toes. Now I want you to relax your glutes, bring your hips back, and now try and wiggle your toes, okay? Should be really easy to wiggle your toes. You're still going to have weight on the ball of your foot, but not on your toes themselves, because we want to distribute our weight between the balls of our foot, so that padded part under just where your toes come in, and your heels, okay? So the even weight between the balls of your feet and your heels, and that way you should be able to wiggle your toes. See how my hips are now in alignment with my ankles versus when I just let them sling into my joints. My hips are more over my toes than over my ankle bones, and it's harder to wiggle my toes. I can do it, but it takes some effort, okay? Now the other thing just to watch is that you don't sit into one hip. So if you're finding that you have more weight on one foot than on the other, you're probably sitting into one hip, and this can cause a lot of hip issues, SI joint issues, like just too much, okay? So make sure you bring hips, weight on both feet evenly, wiggle our toes so our hips are over our ankle joints, no squeezing our glutes and pushing our hips forward. And this is going to help so much with the diastasis, with any hip pain that you're having as well. All right, so I hope that helped. And let me know below what you thought about the video, and if you'd like some more little tips like this to help with your posture, alignment, and diastasis.